Technically, though, they are still alive for a playoff spot. I don't think they're going to get it. I think those chances are very remote, but they are playing for a little bit. But the Bears are just a bad football team. So regardless of the mindset of the Seahawks, I do think they get the win here. I think they probably play better. Russell Wilson, I'm expecting to have a big game against the Bears. I will take the Seahawks at home in this one. All right, playoff implications in Kansas City. The Chiefs, your leaders in the West, they play host to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are an interesting team. The offense seems just dreadful, but they keep finding ways to win, and they are in the thick of the playoff race. Hell, they're in the thick of possibly winning the division in the AFC North. Now, I don't think they do, but despite their problems, they keep winning. The Chiefs still have some issues on offense. Remember, Travis Kelce tested positive earlier this week for COVID. His status for this week is up in the air. Kansas City's been getting it done defensively. I do think they get the win here. They're 10-point favorites at home. I don't know that they cover, but despite the Steelers this season being able to find ways to win, I think they come up short this week. I do like Kansas City at home. A pair of 7-7 teams in the AFC West meet up in Las Vegas, vying for a playoff spot as the Raiders play host to the Broncos. Denver probably without Teddy Bridgewater. We'll have to see how that situation plays out. But remember, he suffered the head injury last week after bouncing his head off the turf. That would mean Drew Lock would be the starter if Bridgewater can't go. Broncos 3-3 on the road this season straight up. The Raiders coming off a short week. Darren Waller could be back, and that would certainly give Derek Carr another weapon on the offensive side of the ball. I just don't feel good about the Broncos at this point in the season. Not that I necessarily feel good about the Raiders either, but I do like the Raiders here, and I think they get the win. It'll be a tough game, probably be an ugly game. A lot of these AFC West matchups are, but I will take the Raiders in this one. The Sunday night game, the Washington football team on the road at the Dallas Cowboys. Washington may have played themselves out of a playoff shot this past week with their loss to the Eagles. Second matchup in 3 weeks between these two NFC East rivals. Washington with a short week. Dallas is winning with a defense that's allowing just 14.7 points per game in the last 3 weeks. I think that continues at home. Micah Parsons probably has a big game defensively for the Cowboys, and I think Dak Prescott in the offense puts up some points, and I do like the Cowboys to beat Washington. We'll wrap up Week 16 of the National Football League Monday night in New Orleans. The Saints are 3-point favorites against the Dolphins. Duke Johnson resurfaced with a pair of touchdowns for the Dolphins last week. Dolphins are on a roll now. They've got to 7-7. They are right in the middle of the playoff picture in the AFC. Saints, though, they're on a 2-game win streak, and just when you're ready to count them out, they do something to keep their season alive. I don't know. They're also just 1-4 at home this season at the Superdome. Miami's defense has proven that they can help this team win on the road. This one may come back to bite me as well, but I'm going to ride Tua Tagovailoa in this Dolphins train as long as I can. I think it's a fun story after their dreadful start to the season, how they've played themselves into contention. I'm going to pick the Dolphins here to get the win and keep their playoff hopes alive, at least for another week or two. All right, that's going to do it for us. Don't forget, our next episode will drop on Monday. We'll look back at Week 16 in the National Football League. We'll update you on all the latest news, notes, injury news, COVID news, and hell, by Monday, we may be talking about games that have been moved and still need to be played to finish off Week 16. Let's cross our fingers that doesn't happen, but we'll see how it plays out. Don't forget, you can hit up the show. Find us on Twitter at TalkingProFB. You can get me on Twitter at RealMikeCarlyle. The email, TalkingProFB@gmail.com. We're out of time. We will talk to you on Monday for another edition of Talking Pro Football here on the After Hours Podcast Network.
Love combat sports? I have a website for you, CageMinds.com. That's CAGEDMINDS.com. Fight news from around the world, in-depth interviews, live event coverage, covering combat sports for over a decade. Established in April 2011. That's CageMinds.com.